and sisters, generals, you know, we alive and breathing. We are back to conquer another day, another year, and another decade. So stay with it. You know, we've blazed through too many fires to let anything stop us now. You know, and that's how our ancestors did. The kings and queens, the warriors, you know, who didn't give up, who fought to have a state of being free in one's mind. Because that's when one is truly free. It's a state of mind, brothers and sisters, just like success. A state of mind. Always come back to how we are in the pit of that soul. And brothers and sisters, thank you for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. And thanks for the new subscriber, current subscriber, anybody that view. I salute you and thank you. Just got a recent subscriber. I thank you, you know, for your time. I appreciate anyone's time, whether you react or not, because when you start out on this journey as brother and sister, as most of us that are wise, that pretty much know, it get real at some point, you know, while we enjoy our lives too and have fun sometimes and spend time with our loved ones. You know, we don't forget all the righteous requirements of a journey and balance. You know, gotta have fun too. I bring that up a lot, you know, because it's kind of a reminder for me too to not let us get too deep. And you know, but as a balanced brother and sister or family, we'll always be, you know, we won't miss nothing anyway, you know, especially when you have been studying for a long time on oneself, you know, student of human nature and nature overall. And it's so beautiful when you get to that space after we went through the layers, because I like being positive, but also we have to be a realist, know that there are realities within ourselves and in person, place, or thing. But I'm telling you, when we finally have went through the levels, which is very important, mind, body, and soul, one can't work without the other. Emphasis on the body, you know, and everything else will follow automatically. You know, great divine just works wonderful things in us when we connect to that divine spirit. And that leads me, brothers and sisters, step into our divine nature. You know, let it take its course, you know, let it do what it do, you know. But how do we develop these things and divine abilities and studying nature and all these, you know, ideas pop in our spirit? How do we get to this point? By staying wholesome in our heart the best way we can. Now, none of us are super perfect. You know, we're in this human body. That's it right there. That's why we study human nature and go outside of our old little bubbles that we've been living in for, well, you know, some of us, because I went through that, you know. As I said, we can go almost a lifetime. Now, you know, as scientists say, we can go damn near a whole lifetime and not tap into that wonderful creative part of our brain. And Great Divine loves variety. Mother Nature loves variety. So remember, there are many gifts, no comparisons, no competing. You know, we all can give to humanity and or culture and stop with the petty bullshit and know who we are and start being that gods, bring the gods and the goddesses back. This been in my spirit. I actually heard another brother say this on a platform. Actually, Professor Griff. Salute to Professor Griff. I heard him say this recently. You know, we talk about being how we come from gods and goddesses, but as we all know, and I did that one time too. But again, we in a space of information, depending on where we're getting our information from, what our source is. You know, my opinion, one source is that great divine, because nothing is above that great divine, Mama Nature, or the universe. So I put that over everything. Then comes children and then family, you know. So those are the first things in the core of our soul is family, you know, best way we can, you know. And we don't have to live in this space of worrying about things. When you are true to oneself, when you're centered deep within that core, great divine will highlight toxicity along the way, you know, like Cat Williams said. I love Cat Williams be dropping jewels, you know. Salute to Cat Williams for blazing through the fires he's went through, and he's been through many other, you know. I won't even call him a celeb. I'll say the same thing that DMX said when he was alive. Rest in peace and in power. But his spirit is alive. He said he was a brother that just happened to be. He's an artist that happened to be a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? And I like that about DMX. He definitely knew who he was, even through his mistakes. He never lost his true self. So, and I can relate that. I can relate that to Cat Williams. He said, God, and the real God now, not this made up, not this false God. He said God moves things out his way, and he just let nature take its course. And everything ain't, and it depending on what it is, person, place, or thing. But things come in seasons. Now, I'm getting away from the negative. I'm talking about positive. Like, even if we come across somebody positive, whether it's somebody in our family or, individuals we meet on this journey, some things for a long time, some things for a short time, some things for a season. But as long as it's not connected to toxicity, a lot of things we come across in this life sometimes won't understand, or overstand. But as we know how that great divine moves very strategically, we're not supposed to understand, overstand, and understand until the time comes. Because as I said on the video I did, divine time is the best time. Sometimes we don't know at the time, but somehow, some way, and many of us have experienced this, that divine comes right on time, don't it? And then that's the only moment that we understand. We do a little reflection, like, oh, wow, that's why that happened. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate that, people have circumstances where they're not with us, end up transitioning and stuff like that. That's why I've been doing those tributes to artists. I just did a podcast last night. I did a tribute to Heavy D. And, as I always do, I speak on some artists and a little bit of their background, just appreciating good music. And a lot of those artists, like Angie Stone, I was just speaking on her, and I think she was hip hop and R&B, but she's definitely an original pillar of hip hop. Rest in peace and empire, Angie Stone, who just passed here recently, which is so sad. And she definitely stepped into her divine nature. I mean, her music, and it shows through her music, and that is so amazing to me. When, man, I'm telling you, that's the most magnetic, beautiful thing about a melanated brother and sister, when they are connected to themselves. They glow, they vibrate. And I'm not talking about physical, I'm not talking about looks either. Again, it doesn't matter. Short, small, fat, skinny. If a sister or a brother, or sister is not vibing righteously to the pit of their soul, it doesn't matter. Looks don't mean a damn thing. Because as I said, you can be the most handsomest brother, or you can be the most beautiful sister and be ugly as on the inside. A lot of us have experienced it, And, a lot of us, before we became a good reacher, a teacher, or a stand-up family, or brother and sister, of course we went through the struggles of dealing with oneself. But that's the thing, dealing with oneself. It can be easier said than done, getting into the core and things we got harboring, it can be challenging. But in the end, when you see the results, when we stay with it now and go through the levels and don't stumble nobody on the way, you can't take shortcuts, so again, as I said, step into our divine nature. Let nature take its course. Because when we have a divine spirit, brothers and sisters, and I'm not trying to sound all spiritual and cosmic, I'm talking about experiences. Because again, you've heard me say 1,000 times, I don't do coincidences. I go off experiences, lessons, teachings I've heard from brothers and sisters. I've gotten inspiration from family members, other things, I incorporate all things great divine has put in one's life. That's what we're supposed to do. And we build pillars out here and pass that torch to another and to another and to another. But it's up to each individual what they do with that divine torch. Some take that truth and that divine spirit, nature, and run with it and blossom and show others. Because that's a beautiful thing, when we can have others and teach them to be leaders. And we all be carrying torches out here. So that's what I keep in one spirit, because again, it was a time I didn't speak. I didn't do this, and didn't try to develop one's gifts and all that stuff. I've had inspiration along the way, some of my own family, brothers and sisters in the world and online. I can't say that enough. I'm not going to deny that. It's beautiful. That's what the great divine wants, because we are what? Social creatures, whether we like it or not. We better learn how to be social, and the difference, of course, we always talk about solitude, but again, when I come out with my book, I'm going to explain that solitude strength. and I'm gonna talk about the importance of it. It's just keeping us charged, especially if we, in a household, brother or sister, family, we're running a household. You have to take those moments to oneself, especially if you're coming into a heated situation or a very challenging situation. Get to oneself and really think, you know, play out every scenario. I made a podcast about that. Scenarios can save our life. Literally, we visualize things, we work things out, as I heard a great brother say. Kwaku, we reason with oneself and then come out swinging righteously. I'm talking about swinging against life and evil entities that think the weakest that be, that think they running something, but ain't running shit. Great divine mama nature in that universe rules overall. And that great divine is working through many great brothers and sisters out here. I'm thankful for the righteous teachers out here, whether you got a platform or not. And I salute those who are unsung heroes, who are silent heroes, who are out there in the communities doing the damn thing, because it takes courage, takes guts, takes some endurance, because I like to say life is about living, not enduring. But if you got the strength of enduring stuff, that makes you a powerful brother and sister. And if you are doing that and coming through victory after victory, and it can be small, big, whatever gift we have, remember, on this channel, I go above and beyond. Whatever gift, exercise it, invest in it. Things that make you feel good and it's not hurting yourself and it betters you, invest in that, whatever it is, get rid of all the quirks and kinks. And, none of us can ever get to a space where we're ultimately perfect, but we can have what? Perfect intentions. And it's just good. When you're just doing, like I say, get the human part of us straight first before we even get to the deep spiritual, Again, mind, body, and soul, brothers and sisters. You probably hear me say this a lot. One can't work without the other. Because when we got those three things in alignment, then we got our psyche in alignment. Then when we got our psyche in alignment, then we can work on what we see, hear, and feel. One thing at a time. Those emotions, brothers and sisters, and wrong emotions can come from anywhere. Self-doubt, something in the world or the news. That's why we have to filter what we watch via media, social media, news. Man, I'm telling you, like a brother and sister, like a hero. Like we see in those movies when you see the hero standing on top of the building with their cape flapping in the wind. That could be us, brothers and sisters, in our thinking, symbolically. We can be that brother and sister and family standing on top of that building like my banner. I told you, I always got, if it's not an isolated photo, it's a video of in the sky or over the buildings. It represents elevating, growing, growth. When we don't know something, it don't mean we're dumb. It's just something we got to work on, something we have to learn. Took me a while to get out of that. So that's my advice to brothers and sisters. It's not about being this super articulate person, but it's about going through the levels, taking the steps, whether we read, research, listen to another brother and sister that have made it through fires, whatever it is, get to a space where we step into our divine nature and share it to our children. That's why I volunteer. I don't bring that up to brag or nothing. I just try to let those know that I'm not all deep in the community, but I am doing my part. We all get that call, brothers and sisters, so it's just a matter of listening to it. We all get that call, but some of us get that divine call and think we're sneaking, and it's ridiculous. I'm talking about those who do that. Now, I'm not talking about brothers and sisters that I know. I'm talking about, we know who they are. And I'm talking about ones in my family or brothers and sisters in one circle. Because again, I say 1,000 times, we in them right circles, we'll know who the real ones are in the world, online, in our families, like I just said, that analogy I gave. We'd be like a brother and sister, like my banner here, standing on top of a building with our cape flapping in the wind, looking at all the obstacles that we have conquered to get to the space, as well as that blueprint that our ancestors gave us, that were generals, brother or sister. Man, I thank them, man. I think, though, I really do. I'm telling you, when I speak on ancestors, I really do take it serious, man. Where would we be if we didn't have individuals that fought for us to have a sense of being free? That's something else we got to be real about. And we ask ourselves this: are we really free? we can say in some areas, we can say we're close. We can say we're aware. It's good to think like that, because there will always be negative entities coming at us at every angle to keep us from even thinking that way. That's why I always say being free is a state of mind. If you can get it in your state of mind, you'll plow through this so-called matrix. All right, my leaders and teachers. Now I'm gonna play a song, and it's called Music Therapeutic. I love music, and that's why I do it. And again, look for other artists that I will have on one's channel. Look for another father and son discussion. I've been mentioning, I don't know when, but look for one soon. And more music from Lord Lamont, my son, Salute, who's taking care of his journey, doing what he got to do. And my cuz, L'Oreal Lyrical. May she rest in peace and in power. And I'm going to try, well, I'm not going to try. I'm going to get their permission, but I'm going to have other artists from the at Rap Fame, because I got music on Rap Fame, and it's under EBX. I think it's just under EBX. So if you want to check that out, so Rap Fame, and a salute to the beat makers on Rap Fame. And again, the music I make is from there. So I always gotta get that little disclaimer. So they're not my beats, not trying to get paid, but it's some wonderful beat makers on there. It's called Rap Fame. It's in Play Store, and some great artists on there, male or female, because I've collabed with them. It's been a while back, but I did speak to some, and they're very supportive. So that's where I get my beats from. They're not mine, just something to uplift the listeners and get some good vibration, because I love music. Again, hip hop is one's first love, but I love a variety of music. So yeah, again, look for L'Oreal Lyrical. I always bring her up. Look for more music from her too. Other artists I will get on. Again, I got to get their permission from Rap Fame, and Lord Lamont. He'll have music in the future too, and I'll be making some myself. All right, thank those that's been riding along with the brother. All right, and again, I'm gonna play a song called Music Therapeutic, and I'm gonna read a page from one's book, Unlocking the Vault. And as I always say, these are the pages I write when I'm at my son's school, volunteering, sitting at my little desk. And again, brothers and sisters, step over into our divine nature and let nature take its course. And we talking about righteously, not willy-nilly doing things and just on this cloud. And no, we got to put in the action too. That's something I had to learn. We got to put in that action too. Great Divine gives us the tools, but we got to put them tools to work. This Christian way of thinking, I'm not trying to talk down on Christians, but we got to get our heads out the clouds, and put in action. It's good to have that God spirit, and because it help us to be positive. I'm not in no religion. I go straight to the source, that Great Divine. So that's what's helped me through all this life, not religion. Because as I heard from a great brother, religion and spirituality is two different things. We had that before we even get to religion. So slice off the religion and go straight to the source, which is that God force that we all speak on. Again, Great Divine, Mother Nature, and that universe gives us the tools, but we have to put the tools to work. We have to put in the action. And again, that's a me too, folks. And we learn this on this journey. So life has a way of knocking us on our ass if we don't listen to that knock at that divine door. Again, step over into our divine nature, brothers and sisters, and so many divine great things will come about, small or big, no matter where we are on this planet, whether we have a platform or not. This is an overall general thing, like my banner here, above and beyond, up in the sky, over the buildings. Like I said, brother and sister, a family standing on top of a building, cape flapping in the wind, symbolically. All right, leaders and teachers with a student spirit. I want to read a page from my book, Unlocking the Vault, and it's page 38. I might have read this page before, but it was in one spirit to speak on it because it relates to the title. Step over into our divine nature. And this was 10/20/2024. All right, let's go. Let nature take its course and put that divine in everything. Let that power consume our whole body. Never carry bitterness, venom, or revenge, because it will poison us, in the end. Hey, that rhyme. I always end up rhyming some kind of way. I swear that's in my DNA. It's in my blood. It's in my nature. Speaking of nature. All right, now I'm not saying be a pushover. We as brothers and sisters have a right to defend ourselves, especially if we are in the right. But we lead by integrity. There's no way to connect to that divine without integrity. And there's no integrity without that divine. It's impossible. And anybody that think that they know God, that they are God or know God without integrity, they are a damn fool. If you can't have God without integrity, can't have integrity without God. You need both. All right, because it shines through everything. Music, our life, etc., etc. Righteously. People who think that and think they're God and think they're better than other people, and all the toxic shit that make a human that's wrong as an upright human being. All right, they're a damn fool if they think that way. If they don't have integrity. All right, can't serve two masters. Either you have it or not. There's no straddling the fence. This for me too now. Now, of course, our divine knows we are human, but also knows our heart. That's what matters. And our intentions. That supreme being laughs at those who think that they are sneaky. And I put LOL. God, or that real divine, the real God now, not the false one, that great divine is the author of patience and time. I told y'all I'd be rhyming. I don't know how I always end up rhyming. I'm telling you, it's in one's nature. Because at some point or another, why do you think we got all these reachers and teachers out here and all these creative people, amongst the fake ones? I'm talking about the real brothers and sisters that got that real, like you listen to them or something, or see a gift they got, and it's like, wow, it's like magnetic. That, because we stepped into our divine nature. And what else are we doing? And this family member could be anybody that's in tune with that divine spirit within. We're letting nature take its course. And it's so wonderful and fulfilling. And many gifts come about when we step over into our divine nature. And we see it in ourselves, and we begin to see it in our children, family, as I always say, significant other, righteous ripple effect. And we work our way out to the world. And we don't have to worry about toxic things. Again, Great Divine will highlight that. As I go back to what Cat Williams said, the real God moves stuff like that right on out the way. And we keep forging forward, being the generals we are on this journey that Great Divine has set forth for a lot of us warriors to be on. Real talk. And as brother, sister, family, younger or older. All right. Leaders and teachers, thank you for listening, and listen, taking the time out of your day to listen to it, brother. All right. Now I want to get to this song called Music Therapy. And I'm going to come back and spit some more jewels and give some more encouraging words to light that fire that's laying dormant in us. Again, step over into our divine nature. Don't be afraid of it. That's what evil entities of the world try to keep us from sometimes, stepping over into our true power. Because what's sad, and I almost hate to bring it up, but what's sad about some of our melanated, and I was like this too. Now I'm not putting nobody down, act like I'm better than nobody, because I went through levels to get to a space. I haven't always been the way I am or speak the way I speak. I had to do the same thing, so, and we still learning. That's another thing. That's why I always say keep a student spirit. But was some now, not all, some of our melanated brothers and sisters or family don't realize that evil entities, the weakest that be, they more educated about us than we are. And that's not good, brothers and sisters. So we have to be educated about our melanated ancestors and how powerful they really were, and not just sounding spiritual. No, it was things that we probably would never know that our goddesses and gods, I'm talking about decades upon decades ago, that can do that we probably would never know because they hidden every damn thing. So, all right, so let's get to this song called Music Therapeutic. And it really is, like speaking, doing this is therapeutic, So, but we got to stay with it. We got to stay in that right space. Again, that venom, that shit, it ain't going to get you no damn where. Then you be looking stupid later on in life. So let's stay smart. Let's stay firm and strong and be the generals we are. Salute. All right, let me get to this song, Music Therapeutic. And I'll be back, brothers and sisters, with some more uplifting words.
Yeah, it's so therapeutic. Yeah. Yeah. Shit. Wake up music when I do my music. Shit. It's so therapeutic. Shit. I just gotta do it, do it, do it when I do my music. Shit. It's so therapeutic. Shit. Man, I just gotta do it, do it, do it when I do my music. Yeah. It's so therapeutic. Yeah. Man, I just gotta do it, do it, do it. Man, I do my music. Yeah. It's so therapeutic. And I know I kick my rhyme, do this all the time. E, how you do this, man, with that divine? And I keep on pushing through and try to have good news. And I'm trying to keep us uplifted, never having a blues. And making sure I keep this positive sound, staying around and watching out for the devil. Man, I'm standing firm and down. Yeah, I never clown. I keep on doing this. Yeah, loving my family in this life and taking no risk. Woo! Cause I gotta do my music. Yeah. Man, it's so therapeutic. Yeah. Man, I just gotta do it, do it, do it. Man, what would we do if we didn't have music meant to make it through and get that vibration, make us win, man, and never lose. Good music from the E and to your family, and I'm making sure we make it in these streets. Never will I stop, and I always rock, like I say, at the top. Man, I'm with the underground, loving the bottom, yeah, a lot. Keep on flowing through, yeah, on this music with this good groove. Yeah. I'm trying to lift my sisters and all my dudes. Yeah. With this good music. Yeah. It's so therapeutic. Yeah. Man, I just gotta do it, do it, do it when I do my music. Yeah. It's so therapeutic. Make me feel good all up in my bones. I get that good system and it's all strong, but not that false system. We keep it in our home, a good foundation, and we never wrong. And yeah, toxic shit, man, leave it alone. Yeah. And keep that love in our heart, making sure we go far. Ain't no oneself, we gotta know who we are. Yeah. That's why I do my music. Yeah. It's so therapeutic. Yeah. Man, I gotta do it, do it, do it. Gotta do my music. Yeah. It's so therapeutic. Yeah. Man, I just gotta do it, do it, do it. Music therapeutic. Yeah.
All right, brothers and sisters. Yeah, and I mean that. It is. Anybody that love music the way I do know exactly what I'm talking about. Real talk. So therapeutic, when we appreciate it, take it serious. Because, as we know, some individuals get divine gifts and don't take it serious. And we see what happens, it's okay to be known and exposed and not exposed, but have influence. But I'm telling you, like I read in that my book, what we harbor in their heart is what will matter. Because what I always say, some of the greatest, not just music, but the most righteous things or greatest things we do is what will be remembered. So that's what we strive for. Again, not to be this perfect person or, better than nobody. I always like to say no one's better, just different, just different styles. It's just, again, some people get to a place of awareness and, and stardom a little sooner than others. Some in the beginning, some in the middle, some at a heightened awareness. But we pull those up, that want to be pulled up, that don't have venom or none of that shit, because it's a lot of that out here. And it's unfortunate, But if we right in our heart, as brother and sister, we, again, when we're right in our heart, we're not worried about things or who doing this or doing that. We walk one journey, do what we can do in our part, our little corner of the world, wherever we are, and work our way out. Because vibration is real talk. Even if, again, we're by ourselves, vibration matters then too. You learn this on this walk. And that comes from, brothers and sisters, family, stepping into our divine nature. All right, now I want to read another page out of one's book. You might hear some pages shuffling. And I might have read this before, but it's another page out of one's book, Unlocking the Vault. And as I described in the past, unlocking the vault just means just unlocking those things that we harbor inside, things we bury. Bring them out, whatever it is, quirks, weirdness at all. You know, I said that to myself. You know what? I am weird. I can be weird, but we focus on that. Why are we weird? What makes us weird? You know, because sometimes now we do have weird, toxic people. I'm not talking about that. Just our little quirks that we have sometimes that sometimes we're afraid to deal with. And that's what unlocking the vault is all about. Because I know I can be weird. I'm weird. And I think a lot of that comes from me being shy. I think that's what it is. And people will mistake me for being weird when really it's being shy. And I can admit, I've gotten better, but I think it's still a little bit of that shyness in me, you know, and we got to be real with ourselves like that. And that's when we begin to heal any little minor quirk that we might have, because sometimes it's not as bad as we think. Again, I'm not talking about toxic shit, something that you know, we a person that's always say willy-nilly free falling through life, don't give a damn about nothing. Not that, not careless or reckless. I'm talking about one that is on a journey of learning and trying to fix oneself and passing it on to others. You know, that's what we're supposed to do. Build pillars in general. Salute. So, you know, I am weird, a little goofy, you know, I accept that, you know, and that's when we're growing, and that's when we elevate. We step over into it. And then guess what, brothers and sisters? We are officially in our divine nature, and let nature take its course, you know, because when one is confident in oneself, not cocky, arrogant, conceited, none of that, just true to oneself, you know, man, we'll blossom as brother, sister, family, you know, because again, a lot of great things that we can do, gifts we have, creativity, all these wonderful things that a lot of us are doing come from what? Our parents and our grandparents and our ancestors that laid down that blueprint. Brother, sister, general, salute. All right, now I'm going to read this page from my book, Unlocking the Vault. Page 39. And the other page was 38, of course. And, well, you probably didn't know that, but it was page 38. And I like putting the dates on them. Sometimes I forget, but I like when I put the date on them. Because it reminds me of what I was thinking in that moment, that day. Almost like writing a journal. It's wonderful. It's like keeping a record of one's life. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. A spiritual human invoice. All right. Page 39. 10/21/2024. All right. An awakening is like the sun shining through the clouds that have been trying to stop or block our blessing or blissing. Remember, because some people say blessing, some people say blissing of life. Defeat psychological battles, and we become unstoppable. Practice silence, anticipation, and patience. Become in tune with our instincts, spirit, and intuition. Great gift that great divine gives us. Don't take that for granted, you know, and don't use it to manipulate. None of that shit. It'll just backfire. All right. And let that divine force lead the way. Remember, say this to ourselves. We control us, or you control you, period. Never place anything above that great divine. The divine will never lead us in the wrong direction. One always say, look up our dreams, because that's our crystal ball. You know, our dreams tell us things, synchronicities. We have to pay attention to that. And that's what, brothers and sisters, stepping over into our divine nature. That's the source. All right. That divine shows us signs all the time, sometimes subtle or aggressive. In one's experience, it's better to see the subtle. So we'll be ready for the aggressive signs. Real talk. So, and that's in a lot of aspects of our lives, music, family life, because, you know, we're all on different walks, raised differently, different families, you know, and but we're all trying to reach that same goal. What's that goal everyone wants? Peace. You know, as much peace as we can have in oneself, our families, and just do what we got to do, wherever part of the world that we're in. And I'm telling you, and great results down the road, because, you know, hey, You can, it don't matter if people listen to me or don't listen to others who's uplifting, we try to be like my banner here, seeing above this so-called matrix, above the pettiness, and because the great divine is up high, not down low. Real talk. So that's what we got to do. Take ourselves up and above the petty shit so we can see things even above ourselves. When I say step, I was going to say step outside of ourselves. We go within, but when I say step outside of ourselves, I mean symbolically, like I'm doing reading and stuff. Just do a spiritual invoice on ourselves. We got to take moments like that. That's where meditation comes in, deep prayer, whatever we do to get into our deep core of our thoughts. That's when the healing, the fixing, and then the righteous. It don't always have to be. I remember I used to say, studying oneself and getting to know ourselves and making ourselves better and helping others. If we do have significant other, head of a household, whatever, not whatever, but you know what I mean. It doesn't always have to be this traumatic thing. Now, when we have past trauma and things that we are harboring, yes, it can be challenging, but at the same time, it can be amazing the things we can uncover that we have buried deep within. Because a lot of us, again, I always like to say, we're a general and don't even know it. Some of us have all these gifts and we're not expressing them. We're not, sharing them, So that's what I say. I was admitting about me being a little shy, but I have conquered a lot of that shyness. And, by me expressing myself, doing my music, that's how I kind of deal with my shyness. That's why I said speaking and stuff and music is therapy. That's why I titled that song Music Therapeutic. And that go for speaking or volunteering or giving a positive word to a brother or sister or family. That's therapy, brothers and sisters. That's like one's own reward to themselves. Especially when we like done something for someone and nobody else knows it, but you know it, and it just makes you smile to yourself. Moments like that. That's when we're knowing oneself. When we know we did something good, but the world don't know it, but only the individual know and that person know. And we just smile and thank that great divine, that we're able to help people, Like I say, I always speak on the homeless. I used to be homeless. It will always be a place in my heart for the homeless. That's why when I see them, I give them money. I don't even think about it. I don't hesitate or nothing. Sometimes I even carry money just so I have it, some extra money just so I can give to the homeless. You know what I'm saying? And an experience I want to bring up. I'm telling you, amazing things just pop up in our life when we finally, emphasis on finally, because it take a while for some of us. It take going through some stuff. I'm telling you, digging up all that chaos within us. When we get through that shit, man, we can breathe, and be somewhat free, because again, being free is a state of mind, so we start there. Starts with a thought. Thank you, Malcolm X. And action will follow. But again, Great Divine gives us the tools, but we have to put in that action. It just ain't going to do everything for us. Great Divine, Mother Nature are like parents, They love us, guide us, but we also got to put in that action for divine things to work. Again, because I don't ever want to come off like, stepping over into our divine nature. We just floating on no cloud. No, it's realities, brothers and sisters. Because remember, the old saying goes, new level, new devil. It sounds like a cliche, but that's true, brothers and sisters. And you never know what it'll come through. Person, place, thing. And I'm not talking about nobody in my circle, far and near, online in the world. I'm talking about just in general. We know who the evil entities are, so really don't have to split hairs. We know who we are. So, but we got right within. We don't worry about things like that. Matter of fact, worrying is not even in our vocabulary, along with stress. Have less stress or no stress at all. That's a word you never hear me say. It's like a cuss word to me. I say cuss words before I say stress. Because, again, if you want to know how serious stress is, look it up. I tell people that stress is like a virus. It's very, very serious, and it's nothing to fucking play with because it connects to our psyche. That's where all the hardest battles are fought, brothers and sisters. You win there, you win everywhere. Real talk. In your life, your family life, and you'll just out of nowhere. Sometimes when we be positive as brothers and sisters, we're so used to being righteous, we don't even pay attention to all the great things we're doing, but that great divine will reveal it somewhere down the road. But it only happened then. I got to use a KRS quote. He said, "The real being speaks only. The real being when we're real being. No. He said, nature. He said divine. Excuse me. He said nature, divine, and the universe responds when the real being within us speaks. Only then will that divine, because it can't. Positive force can't respond to a negative. It's like oil and water, it's friction. So we have to be vibing within to the best of our ability. Again, it's not floating on no cloud or we this perfect person, but we can have perfect intentions. And we do all these things for what? So we can have a golden life. And it plays a part in our appearance, our age, our immune system. Positive energy is deep. It's more than just positive words. That's good too. But we have to have it deep within the core of our soul. It shines through our music, shines through our family, ourselves. It's a light that we won't even have to light. It will light itself. And that's the beautiful thing, brothers and sisters, about stepping over into our divine nature. Don't try to play God. We study, we analyze challenges and situations we come across, but never try to play God or do things for that great divine. Let that nature take its course. We'll know when to take action and when to step back. But again, we have to have a righteous heart. It all depends on what's in that heart, because that's what that great divine, Mama Nature, and that universe responds to, whether good or bad. It responds to bad too. But I don't think you're going to want the response when your heart is bad. So again, there's a lot of lessons around us. So if we don't know now, we'll never know. So stay encouraged, brothers and sisters. And study, look up divine, look up positive things too, things to encourage you. And I haven't said it in a while, but I always say, set that tone every morning, whether we got a job or not. Set that tone, meditate, think about things. It's like our superpower in the morning. Then we be somewhat ready when we go out that door, especially if we have jobs and a busy life. Never just run every day. Always take moments to yourself and think. You'll be amazed when you do that. That great divine gives us, we see through the lens of that divine. And then if we got jobs, especially if we work with the public, then every individual we see, sometimes it's kind of fun, not fun, but because you don't make fun of people's quirks and stuff that they're not aware of, because I've been like that. But it's like you start seeing things in people, good or bad, and you begin to know how to regulate, whether in the world, online, just in life in general. And that's how we weed out a lot of the chaos and have less stress, because that's the most important thing of all, especially if we run a household, brother, sister, male, female, family. We have to have ourselves right. We have to have those moments of solitude so we can stay charged and stay the warriors that we always have been and that we are, and bring it out if we don't think we are. Nothing is impossible. Never have self-doubt. There's always a way. There's always a solution. And, great results will always come. Sometimes it seems like everything could be going wrong. But if you right in your heart, it's coming. It's not a matter of if. Good things are coming. Righteous things. If you got right in your heart. Again, that's what Mother Nature, great divine, and the universe responds to what we got in that heart. Because everything else righteous will follow, automatically. That divine nature that we have finally stepped into. So I say again, brothers and sisters, man, if you feel synchronicities or you see synchronicities and you got amazing things happening, don't be overwhelmed by it. Study every synchronicity we see or come into, every great thing. Study it. And don't just wait to study areas of our lives when things are going bad. Do it when things are going good. That's when we study, because we don't ever want to get caught off the left. I always like to say, stay ready, so we have to get ready. So even when things are going good, stay thankful. Do the same thing. The same energy we would have if things were going bad, have that same energy when things are going good. That's how you keep it going good. That's how you keep yourself elevated and being even stronger. Brother, sister, family, general, So when things are going good, still thank that great divine, Still look up things, research, read, stay a general, because again, there are entities around us that don't want us to know our true power. And some of them know us better than we know ourselves. And we can't have that. We can't have that. It's only one being in this life that needs to know us better than ourselves. And that's that great, great divine Mama Nature and that universe. So thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. I've been feeling fired up. Again, salute to the current subscriber and new subscriber. And a recent new subscriber just got here recently. Salute. Thank you. Those who've been commenting. The brother that said I was fired up and told me to keep strong. Thank you. Every comment I get, I see. I thank you. I don't take it for granted. You know, that's why I respond to all of them. You know, I used to be in comments too. I don't comment anymore like I used to. I just been kind of chilling and walking one's own journey. That's another thing we got to keep in mind, brothers and sisters. Everybody walks their own journey. But I tell you, it better be a righteous journey. I mean, or somewhat righteous. So I don't see how a brother or sister can make it, or family, being evil and having venom. To each is his own. If you live in that type of life, I feel sorry for you, because there's some wonderful wonderful rewards when we step over into our divine nature and let nature take its course. So, brothers and sisters, you know, may we all keep that ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever we are. You know, family, general, brother and sister in the world and online. And I'll say again, you know, if you feel that divine spirit within yourself, you know, and you feel something, because we all know, we know when we feel something divine that we can't explain. Step into it, you know, study it, go deeper, you know, and transcend it onto our children and other people. Because what we put out is what? It's what we get back, brothers and sisters. So when we do righteous things, of course it's going to come back. So step over into our divine nature and let nature take its course. Salute.